Alongside Kevin Weeks and Craig Button, TSN's trade bait board is in the spotlight today. With only 9 days until the deadline, Jacob Markstrom has slipped down the list all the way to number 10. Weeksy, do you think someone meets the asking price, or is Markstrom going to remain a member of the Calgary Flames?
I think someone meets it, and I think somebody needs to meet it. And it's right here in New Jersey. The Devils, they can't wait any longer. They've got to meet the price. This is long overdue. I really like a lot of the young components of their team. Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Luke Hughes, Dawson Mercer. But without a tender, this could be dire for them. They've got to pay the price. I think they do it.
Kevin, I couldn't agree with you more about New Jersey, but I think Craig Conroy should be raising that price because the Calgary Flames are ahead of the New Jersey Devils in the playoff race. So if he wants to sacrifice this year plus 2 more years, that price better be really high. And I'm not talking about draft picks. I'm talking about real players coming back to Calgary. If the Calgary Flames were 20 points out, I'd say the asking price might be a little bit lower. But the way Markstrom's playing and the Calgary Flames are pushing, that asking price should be high. And to your point, maybe the price shouldn't be too high that the New Jersey Devils don't meet it.
Wow. All right, Craig, you mentioned draft picks. I want to follow up on that. 5 first-round picks are on our board. The Oilers' first-rounder is the highest on the list at number 5. What should it take to pry that first-round pick out of Ken Holland's hands, Craig?
Well, I mean, you look at what he did last year. I mean, he traded Reed Schaefer to get Matthias Ekholm, a first-round draft pick. Bottom line is where the Oilers hope to be picking is later in the first round, which is the second-round pick. If you want to go for it and you want to strengthen your team, there's a price to be paid. And a first-round pick, quite frankly, in the bottom end of the first round is not a very high price to pay in my view. Pay it and make sure that you're getting something that comes back that identifies an area that you want to strengthen. Ken Holland did exactly that last year with Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And up there in Alberta for the Oilers now, as we pivot to them, look, you've got the great Connor McDavid. You have the great Leon Draisaitl. You have Zach Hyman that's tracking for 50, Evander Kane, all the different pieces they have. To me, I would go all in. Every single chip I would put in. Every one of them I'd put in the middle. If I was the Edmonton Oilers, they've got to go for it. They have to make good on having this roster. And to me, if they can get the piece that they want, a first-round pick is inconsequential.
We see elsewhere the Sens were outshot 19-0 in the third period last night. They're second to last in the Eastern Conference. Tarasenko, Chychrun, Kubalik, all on the trade bait board. Should this be fire sale time in Ottawa, or does everyone need to just relax and take a breath, Kev?
I don't know if it's going to be fire sale, but it better be a real good sale. I don't know if it'll be midnight madness, but it better be something. I'll tell you that right now. You've got that new ownership group, new management team, new coach. Jacques Martin's back, new old coach, the whole deal. They've made a lot of transition there, and they'll continue doing so. But if I were them, the mix hasn't worked. They have outstanding young players, and props to their amateur scouts for that. But I would move as many assets as possible to net as many returns, and not only for futures per se, but for some good players that can help their team going forward.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, changing the construction of this team. Listen, the for sale sign should be up. That doesn't mean everything's going out the door by March 8th. What it means is you're letting everybody know, hey, we're open for business here and we're open to have conversations on trade talks. There's certain players. I don't expect Tarasenko to be in Ottawa after the deadline. Kubalik hasn't had a very good year. That's a fire sale. Other than that, you start to set. You plant the seeds now for the offseason because I think that's where significant changes can occur. And when you have more teams involved in the mix, I think that's where you can make your best deal. So for sale sign is definitely up. Not everything's going out the door by March 8th, but this team needs to change by the beginning of next season.
I want to ask you guys about impactful players on our trade bait board. Sean Monahan has been amazing since he joined the Winnipeg Jets. When you look at our list top to bottom, is there one player that stands above the rest as a guy that could be the most impactful if a team could acquire him before the deadline? Craig, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think it goes back to what your team needs. If you're looking for an offensive winger, Jake Gensel, you got to get the medical report and be satisfied there. If you're looking for a really good defender, you're looking at Tanev or Hanifin. For me, Gensel's the best forward, and certainly Hanifin is the best defender. And those are the two best players that I would think that could really impact my team in a significant way.
Weeksy?
I stay in the net because net is so crucial. And everybody tells you from when you're playing street hockey, no goalie, no chance. So that being said, Jacob Markstrom's the best one available right now. No discrediting anybody else, but go all in, pay the price, and get him. As I said, the acquisition of regret, the price of regret is way more expensive than the price of acquisition.
Imagine that. A former goalie saying acquiring the best goalie would be the single most impactful move. Who saw that coming?